everyone, my name is Chloe and welcome to a NetGALLEY reading vlog. So I have a couple things that have been sitting on NetGALLEY forever and I just need to get them done because they're about to be released. And you guys, I don't know how you guys do NetGALLEY, but I am like really a stickler for reading things before they get released. I really try to, and if not, for sure before the archive date, because then I have to wait either from my library to get a copy or for something like that, and I don't want to do that. So I've got a few things on the docket, and I had two that are really urgent, and then so I requested a couple more, so let's just see how it goes. So the first one I'm reading is The Girl with the Yellow Star, I think, and I am about halfway through it, and my expectations for this book were that it was a World War II novel about a little girl. She is a German Jew who fled with her mother to go to safety in England, and they went to France first, and then I think they went to England, and I thought it would be a very wartime story, and it's not. Like, the war is definitely present, and that is the background, and that's the context for what's going on, but the mother in the very beginning dies, and so the little girl her and the mother were both going to stay with this woman who owns a farm and all that in the English countryside. And so the little girl still goes, and there's some controversy around custody, where custody belongs, if she's providing a fit home. And it's a lot more about our main character, I can't remember her name, and the little girl, than it is really about the war at all. And I'm really enjoying it. Like, it's very charming, very sweet, almost giving me like an Anna Green Gables vibe, which is like, maybe it's just a me thing, but just like, it's not Anna Green Gables, but it's kind of that tone and just kind of that like sweetness. She's not like, when she first gets there, she is selectively mute, and what she will speak is German, and that is dangerous to do. So it's really interesting. There's also a German prisoner of war on the farm, and so there's some really interesting dynamics, and I'm actually really enjoying it. So this one I think comes out maybe on Halloween, like it's here at the end of October, so I need to get it done pretty soon. But yeah, and then I think I'll just leave it a surprise what I'm going to be reading next. There's a couple of big titles, a couple really anticipated titles, so I'm excited to do this vlog. So come along with me. We'll see what I think. Hey everyone, so I am feeding a baby and pumping and doing all the things, but I thought I'd get on and let you know that I finished The Girl with the Yellow Star, and I really expected a lot of different things from this book. So first I expected a mother-daughter World War II survival story. That's not what it is. And then I updated and said Lottie, our little girl, went to live with Gwenna, the woman in the English countryside. And I expected it to be continue to be about their relationship, and it wasn't. It ended up being pretty much about Gwenna, the English woman, and her love life, her political life, and what everybody thought about her housing a German prisoner of war, as well as this little girl. And we get a lot of Lottie, but not I wanted Lottie's story, given that the title is The Girl with the Yellow Star. So I still gave it 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it quite a bit, but it was the second half was a lot different and not what I was looking for. So just okay. So now I'm on to The Prisoner by B.A. Paris. So I know very little about this book. This is about a woman who wakes up. She's being held captive. She doesn't know by who or why. But I think it starts to feel a little bit more comfortable than she does even with her husband. So what's that about? I don't know. If you guys can hear, we just dropped 4,000 beads. So I'm going to go ahead and, by we, I mean my 4-year-old, but I'm going to go ahead and help her pick those up here in a second. And I will check in when I have more to say about The Prisoner. Everyone, so I finished The Prisoner by B.A. Paris, and I'm really torn on what to rate this book and how to even talk about it. I think I'm going to give it 3.5 stars because B.A. Paris, her writing style is great. She has short chapters, quick, engaging writing style, and I felt like that was the same in this book. I was definitely engaged throughout. I wanted to know what was going on. Everything was good as far as that goes, but the actual plot itself is kind of slow and boring, and the big reveal at the end was just disappointing. Okay, so this book is about a woman who wakes up. She is a prisoner. She's being held in a dark room. She can hear that her husband is in the same house, but not in the same room. she has no idea who took them, why they took them, whatever. And she starts like almost getting like Stockholm syndrome for the people who are like leaving food at her door and stuff. And she feels a little bit more safe there than she did with her husband. And her husband's this uber wealthy guy from a super wealthy family and has a lot of power and is kind of known as a scumbag. So we are just trying to figure out what happened. How is she there? What's going on? What's the reason for her being there? How does she get out? Does she get out? Why is he there? Like all of that. And it's told in present day. Our main character is 20 years old, which I thought she didn't seem 20 years old, but whatever. She's 20 years old. So it's told present day. And then also when she's like 18 and just coming into herself, and she is completely alone, has no family, until this woman named Caroline takes her in as kind of like a maid kind of thing. And they get a really good friendship forming. And so we follow all of that. So we find out what happened in the end. And there are a lot of things that were like, okay, I guess she is 20 years old because this is obvious and silly. But then when it all came out, I was like, well, how did that happen? And that happened and that happened. And how do you not know this? And like, it was all just like, really? That's it? You know? So overall, 3.5 stars. It was all right. So definitely not my favorite B.A. Paris. But next, I have picked up... gosh darn it, I'm already forgetting. The Lindbergh Nanny, I think is what it's called. And I'm fascinated by this story. So Charles Lindbergh and his wife, I'm forgetting her name, they were famous like pilots and things like that. And they had a son who, Charlie, was like the most famous baby in the world or whatever. And he was kidnapped before he was 2 years old. That's true. That happened in real life. And now I think there's a little bit of like controversy over what happened exactly. But I don't know because I only know the basics about it. And I don't want to dive in any deeper because I don't want to spoil the story for me, because this is about a nanny. Charlie's nanny. So I don't know if maybe she is accused of it. I don't know. What I'm loving about this book is I'm 25% in, and Charlie is fine. Like nothing. We're just learning about the relationship between the nanny and Charlie, and we're really like feeling that bond between them and feeling like what the scope of their life is like and all of that. And so we're really getting like deep into the story before anything big happens, which for me is necessary to create like an emotional attachment. So I'm liking it a lot so far, and I'm excited to see, and then I'm excited to finish it. And so I can like dive into this story more. So I will update when I finish. Hey everyone, so we have officially entered the like actual newborn stage. I have said multiple times that Etta is by far my easiest baby, and I think it was just because she was so little, because if you can hear her, we're outside to try to get a little bit of fresh air and like make spirits better, but you know, she's a newborn. So we are just gonna ride around a little bit, but I thought I would update you and let you know that I finished the Lindbergh Nanny. I don't know if you guys can hear my 2-year-old's whining, my baby's whining, so I'll make this quick. But the Lindbergh Nanny, so interesting. I did not know a whole lot about this, and the author is very transparent about the fact that this is a like blend between fact and fiction, and it's not 100% truth. And so I am not sure exactly what's true and what's not, and I don't think anybody knows exactly. Like, somebody was convicted, but is it the right person? I don't know. There's a lot of suspicion still. So I gave it 4 stars. The end got a little slow for me, but overall, I really enjoyed it. You guys, all 3 kids are standing at me crying or yelling. So I'm going to let this go. But Lindbergh Nanny, really enjoyed it. Would highly recommend, especially if you're interested in the case. It definitely has made me want to dive down a rabbit hole. And yeah, so I have started... the Shalini Boland, the daughter-in-law by Shalini Boland, and I will update on that later. Hey everyone, so I have finished the next thing I was reading, and I'm having a brain fog. Can you guys tell today has been a nutso day? My oldest had the dentist, then my baby had a chest x-ray, I had the OB, and then we just got done with her NICU follow-up, so I am somewhat brain dead. But the Lindbergh Nanny, I finished that, really liked it. That was a chaotic clip that you just saw. And then I read The Daughter-in-Law by Shalini Boland. And if you've read a Shalini Boland, I would say this is very similar. They are definitely more of like domestic dramas than thrillers per se. And this book did a couple of things that I really loved. So it started with like a scene of somebody burying a body or something, and then it like jumped back to figure out what was going on. It also tells the perspective of Caroline, I think was her name, Caroline. She marries her husband Sebastian, so Seb, I think is his name. They get married pretty quick. They don't know each other very well. And so then he lives in a different country. So they move to a different country and they live with his parents and start working in the family bar. And both of them do. And instantly the mother-in-law, Lillian, does not like Caroline. So we are getting the perspectives of Caroline and Lillian, and then also a third perspective from a gal named Amber, I think, that is having issues with her sister. We're not sure how that's all connected until halfway through the book or whatever. So I really love multiple perspectives like that. I really love the like start at the end and then jump back. I really like that. And I just like Shalini Boland's writing style. It's pretty fast moving, pretty short to the point. You know, it's a pretty basic thriller, or like I would say more domestic drama. So I would give it probably 4 stars. It's not anything that's going to blow your mind. It's nothing that you probably haven't read before, but it's entertaining and it was fun. So now I'm on the last book of this vlog, which is Runtime by Catherine Ryan Howard. I always get her and Catherine Ryan Hyde mixed up, and one's like a Christian author and one is a thriller author. So anyway, this one is a book that a lot of people have been reading, and so I've been really wanting to put like my 2 cents in. And it's about this gal who is an actress and gets this job on a movie that is a horror movie, and the things start actually happening as they're filming. And so I am listening on audio from NetGALLEY, and I'm not sure that's the best way of doing this, because it will like be like the manuscript, transcript. What's the word? Do you know?
What?
The like when you have a movie and it says like inside the house, blah 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 blah.
Oh, that's
the manuscript. Okay, yeah. Cool. The manuscript. And so you're getting that, and it's kind of awkward to listen to, but I think in print it would be a lot better. So I don't have a print copy. I don't want to wait for a print copy, so I'm going to go ahead and keep listening to the audio, but just know that going in that maybe this one would be better read in person or like in print. So that's everything. I will update and let you know what I think when I finish it. Hey guys. Okay, so we have new paraphernalia in my office. It is the Graco baby swing. So just ignore that in the background. This is now like a multi-purpose room. But I finished Runtime. And you guys, I don't know what I think about this. So this was very like meta. I mean, sort of, in the sense that like at times I had to be like, wait, where are we? Who? What? Not in a confusing way though. So if I describe the plot, it sounds a little confusing, and I don't necessarily think it was. I just needed to like orient myself a couple times. So this is about an actress named Adele, I believe was her name. And she's kind of a has-been. She made a bad career move and then had this big kind of controversial thing happen in her like biggest last film. And so she hasn't worked for a while. Now she gets offered the lead role in this horror movie. And so she takes it, definitely jumps on it. She has to sign like a non-disclosure, so she can't tell anybody anything about where she is or anything. So she goes, and she's filming a horror movie about a woman who is reading a book, a horror book, on vacation with her husband, and the things start coming to life and actually happening for her. Well, then they also start happening to Adele in some respects. So it's very like, wait, are we in the book? Are we in the movie? Are we in real life? Like, where are we? And I just had to kind of stop and orient myself a couple times. And I had said that I didn't think audio was the best way to listen to this or to consume this, but I have since watched other reviews that said they tried both and they thought the audio was actually better because you can just kind of sink into the story and not try to like parse it out as much as you do physically. So I don't really know what the best format is for this, but I thought a lot of it was really engaging, really like kind of creepy, really thrilling, and really enjoyable for the most part. But the ending was silly, and like I understood what happened, but I'm like, can that really happen? I kind of think not. And so it was a little unbelievable, just a little too convoluted for me. So I think this is my first Catherine Ryan Howard. I'm not really sure. P.S. Say that name 5 times fast and I will mail you $1 because that's hard to say. But I think it's my first. I've heard mixed things about some of her other stuff. And so I would definitely give her a shot again because I feel like the concept was good. And for the concept of like how convoluted it all was and what she was trying to do, I think she did a decent job. This was just not quite it for me. And the ending definitely needed more work. So that's my thought on runtime. If you are a big like film person or anything like that, clearly I'm not because we could not even think of the dang word screenplay. And I had Jeremy in the car with me and he was like, yeah, totally. Manuscript. No, that's not what it is. But yeah, if you're really into that stuff, you might like this a little bit more than I did, but still probably 3.5 stars. So that is everything. I cleared my NetGalley, you guys. I've got nothing left and I am refusing to allow myself to go click back for more because I've got 1,000 TBRs that I want to do. There's readathon upon readathon going on right now. There's the Historathon. There's the Gilmore Girls readathon part 9 or 4 or 3. I don't know. But there are so many good readathons going on and I'm just like, feel like I've got so many TBRs that I don't know what to do. So I'm not getting on NetGalley. Now that I've cleared it, I am done. So overall, this was all, I guess, historical and thrillers, which is I'm kind of into historical in the fall, so it's not a surprise. The Shalini Boland, I think, the daughter-in-law, I think that was the one, is literally the worst cover I've ever seen. That is a terrible, terrible cover. If it's not that one, I will pop up the picture of whatever I'm talking about right here because I was just like, can we not do a little bit better? But yeah, overall, I pretty much enjoyed everything to, nothing, no standouts, but no duds. So that's great. I would say definitely pick up all these, keep your eyes out, and let me know which one is most interesting to you, or if you've read any of these, let me know, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.